Show him that we can win too. Play Jaden when he had full power. Hit him with the mass change. Yeah, I'm the lawyer. Greg is the devour. Heroes, now it's our turn to show you that.
Yugi peoples, welcome to the discussion. And this will be my final discussion video involving Neos. And coming up, next week I'll be switching to either Omni Hero or Soul Day Hero. I kind of like did some test hands with my Soul Day Hero build, and the problem with it is like I don't know which direction to go. Like previously when I did it, like I had a very clear direction and where to go. It was basically like um, Scythe lock, and now Scythe is banned, so I have to go and redesign the entire deck. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get there. But this video is, my final thoughts on Neos. Yeah, I played it again, one more time. I ended, what is it, sixth after Swiss. I think like my only major loss was in time to Mayakashi. It was a Mayakashi lock deck, and game three he wasn't able to lock me, but trying to make my plays a little bit faster than usual and stuff. I just made one critical error and not negating the effect of one of his monsters, and when I tried to enter into battle phase, he activated the effect of it, and it just took up like the rest of the little bit of time that was left in the game, and I ended up losing in time due to that. But it's all good. I just wanted to get my final thoughts about the Neos deck. As I played it, y'all saw I made like plenty of play mistakes. Like I even had the people that are more committed Neos players, commenting on my videos, telling me like different combo lines and things to go and stuff. And yeah, I know that I wasn't making absolutely the best combos. Basically when I played the deck, I was just trying to make Cosmos Neos. I wasn't trying to make sure I had follow up for next turn, because I felt like most of the time if I did hit the Cosmos Neos combo, then I was gonna have enough for lethal because he's got such high attack and and everything. But at the end of the day, yeah, I know I wasn't like the best player, Neos player, but the thing about a deck like that is that it has a very unfair win condition, and then when you get to your unfair win condition, you kind of just win the game. And so even though I wasn't the best with the deck, and even though I didn't know like the best most optimal combo lines, when you skip your opponent's turn period, especially if you do it game one and game three, you just win the game. And like I said, like unfair win conditions is kind of like what wins, in Yu-Gi-Oh! With tournaments, their unfairness was, their boss monsters come back to the board. If you get rid of them, anyway, besides battle, they have the ability to come back, and then they have the ability to play on your turn. With the ban list, tournaments is now gone, but now we have to worry about Kishtara, and I feel like, it's like the same kind of situation with them as it would be, if you were playing Cosmos Neos. Like they don't have the ability to play on your turn like Tearlaments did. So it's just kind of like you Cosmos Neos them, what can they do? They just basically lose the game. And that goes for a lot of the decks in this format. I feel like in this upcoming format, I feel like the big difference between this previous format and the format that we have coming up, is the hand traps. Hand traps are about to come back. I feel like Source Hole, a deck like that, decks that can run a lot of hand traps and, still be able to board and play their thing. Because like with the Neos deck, they're just like sitting certain cards that you hit, and it can just ruin your entire turn. It ruins like the ability for you to bring out Cosmos Neos most of the time. And I feel like in the Cosmos deck, the Cosmo video that I uploaded earlier this week, the dude hit me with Imperm on my Spirit of Neos, and I had favorite contact in hand, but because he Imperm my Spirit of Neos, it made it really difficult for me to try to get the rest of the pieces that I needed in order to get to Cosmos Neo. So, I wasn't able to get to it because, my opponent hand trapped, one of the biggest cards to hit, and if you look at it like that, especially like if you didn't get into the favorite contact, you need your Spirit of Neos effect in order to grab the favorite contact. So, I still think I ended up winning that game just because my opponent's, deck wasn't like the best, most powerful deck, and he didn't draw like, like terribly great or anything like that. But it ain't always gonna be that way, and I feel like that would be a problem playing pure Neos into the next format. It's just like the number of hand traps will increase since tier limits is gone, and it'll make it a whole lot harder to play the deck because a well timed effect veiler or imperm is basically gonna mess you up. Now I know Nib is also coming into the format, but the deck, it usually does what it's gonna do in about 5 summons. So your fifth summon is a lot of times just that Inferno Devicer, and his effect happens on summon, so you're gonna get to add your pieces. So I don't really feel like that deck fears Nibiru the same way other decks and stuff do. If you because you don't spend a whole lot of time special summoning, you special summon your Spirit of Neos, you're gonna special summon your vanilla Neos, and you're gonna put out another monster, whether it be Stratos or Prisma or something like that. That's only 3 summons right there. And then Inferno Devicer, is like your 4th summon, and then like sometimes you have to get another one off in there to completely get to where you're going to. Like if you have to end shuffle something, you get that 5th summon. But either way, even if you do it that way, that's going to be 4 summons, and then your Inferno Devicer is your 5th summon, and his effect happens on summon, so you're good. So I don't really feel like the deck fears Nib as much, but if Imperm and Effect Veiler end up being popular, that'll be, a big problem because like if y'all play the deck, like they're very y'all know I'm not trying to, out anybody or anything like that, because I know a lot of people like to play pure Neos, but one of the best ways they say to learn how to beat a deck is to play it yourself. And after playing it myself, they're just like, I was just like, oh yeah, getting hand trapped right there is like rough. And there was another hand trap that was used on me previously when I played the deck, and yeah, I was just like, okay, well that just completely kills the combo too. So it's just like there are a couple of cards out there that just like completely, wreck the deck. It does have the ability to play through a card like D Shifter. So, I feel like if Imperm and Veiler and stuff don't end up being very popular going into this next format, Cosmos Neos is still like, I feel like a better option. Like if you want to be able to win games and you want to win without having to, grind through a bunch of fields, break a bunch of boards, just turn skip your opponent and win the game, And I feel like the biggest weakness of the deck is, its vulnerability to hand traps, and then also its lack of extender monsters. So basically, when it comes to the deck, if you don't draw like one of the spell cards that you need to special out Spirit of Neos, or you don't draw Crosskeeper, it makes it very hard to win or to be able to do anything with the deck, because there's not much else you can do. Even if you do get 2 out there on the board, you would have to be running something like Babuska, in order to be able to, do something to stop your opponent from being able to play the game. So, final thoughts. I really like Cosmos Neos. I really, really do. I think it's a very, 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 very good win condition. It is. When he hits the board, they can't chain to his effect, so it's too late for you to Veiler or Imperm him. You can activate it during the standby phase and, skip a lot of the main phase things that they would do. So they wouldn't even have the attempt to be able to effect Veiler it. And then also, it can use your banish heroes, which, like gives it the advantage over, other decks. Because like even if your stuff ends up getting banished by Shifter and stuff, you can still, use those cards in order, you can still put them up under with favorite contact. So, I just wish that there was like an easier way to do it, that there were better cards to do it, because I feel like at the end of the day, the deck kind of defeats itself. Our most powerful card, I really feel like, is Engage Neo Space. And Shuffle is really, really good, but in order to use In Shuffle, you would have to, get a hero out there on the board first, and it's just like it's pretty good, but I feel like the best thing is, the Engage Neo Space, because like, especially when you get the Get Shadow Mist, you automatically get that search, you automatically get the special summon your Spirit of Neos, you get the add polymerization, so it's really effective whether you're going first or second. But the thing is it locks you out of the Inferno Devicer, and that's the thing that sucks about it, is like the best card that you have in order to get all the combo pieces that you need, you lock yourself out of it. So, in that aspect, it's just just kind of sucks. But yeah, I really enjoy playing the deck. I had a lot of fun playing the deck. I had a lot of fun reading the comments, learning new things about, Neos and how to play it, better combo lines, and I hope the next time that I play it, I could do it a whole lot better justice than what I did this time. Even though we did get that top four finish, it's just like sometimes it comes down to the dice roll. When I went first, like I was winning. If I That was basically just what it came down to. And there was some times where going second, I was able to break a board because of course, like Shining Neos Wingman is very, very powerful. Y'all know Sunrise, how powerful it is. And it's just you do what you do. That's what hero decks do. They break boards. It's just that, other decks, they have their unfair win conditions as well. So it's just like when you play against them, it's like you can't really break a board when you can't play anything, because, playing against the branded deck, I also like got Psych Lock, and, y'all saw when I played against the Mayakashi, I got, extra deck locked out of that. There are just so many unfair win conditions in Yu-Gi-Oh! That it's just, that's what it takes in order to be able to win the game. Now, I had a decision to make, like going into this, and it was either play Omni Hero or play a Souled Hero. And I feel like Omni Hero is stronger than a Souled Hero now, especially with like Scythe gone. I have to completely change the direction of the deck and figure something out with it. But I feel like Omni Hero gets a whole lot stronger after Wake Up Your Elemental Hero comes into the game. After we get the trap card that's Omni Negate. After that one comes into the game. But the thing about Omni Hero is that we have unfair win conditions in stuff like Dark Angel and Plasma. Dark Law, I don't think he's gonna be like as powerful as he was in the past. But we have the unfair floodgates inside of that deck. The problem is just like they don't. If my opponent draws an out to it, just a simple Dark Ruler, no more, or a lot of people are talking about being Ibly locked, so a lot of people are running Link ones, and I feel like that's gonna kind of hurt Dark Angel a little bit there, but at the end of the day, the deck does have its unfair win conditions, and I feel like that's why Omni Hero, is able to win. I just feel like Neos is a little bit stronger in doing it, because when you completely just lock your opponent out from being able to play the game, it's a whole lot better. And like I said, I kind of like view the cards that you run in pure Neos kind of like the same as you would inside of Omni Hero. You got your 3 little bricks, you got your things, and the only reason I feel like Omni Hero is like a little bit stronger is because of a card like Fusion Destiny. That card's really, really good. It's a 1 card combo thing, and it doesn't require you to really have any other cards in order for you to be able to do stuff with it, unlike pure Neos. It's just like there's no 1 card that you draw and you're just able to go and build like a full combo off of it, unfortunately. So it is what it is. I feel like I'm going to wait to play Omni Hero until Wake Up Your Elemental Hero comes back, because I feel like heroes get a whole lot stronger when that card comes out, when the trap card comes out. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to make a Soul Day work until that point comes out. We're gonna see if we can do something pretty good, pretty spicy with it. I kind of got a deck idea from somebody that I talked to. It's Ryan. So Ryan, if you see this video, you sent me a very interesting deck list, gave me kind of like an idea of where I kind of want to go with my Soul Day Hero deck. And so, just know that the deck is a little bit inspired by you, sir. So appreciate everybody for watching. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate all the help that everybody, gave me as far as like my Neos build and, different combo lines and everything. It was a lot of fun playing the deck. I gave it a lot of month. We did get a top 4. We got, a couple, we got like 3 top 8, finishes, and, couldn't get a finals or a finals win, but, it is what it is. And appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next visual.
Messing with the masked hero, king of games. Mask off, now you see that a hero lives. I pay half and you ask, but I'm winning games. There ain't another hero that surpasses me.